Welcome to today's video. It's really sunny, sorry, that's why I thought I'd wear the sunglasses. But we're here, we're back with the 370Z. I haven't done an update on this for quite some time, and as we're in quarantine, we're not allowed out, or well, we're allowed out-ish to do exercise. I'm counting this as my exercise. And obviously I'm not near anyone, very clearly. So I thought I would take this opportunity to talk through some bits and pieces that have happened and the circumstances of why. Alright, so first things first is to start here. Right, what's going on? We're looking at my wheels. You may be able to tell, or you should be able to tell, anyway, they're a different colour. First and foremost, they're still black, but they're a different shade of black. They are a gloss black. And then obviously we've got calipers. We'll talk about them in a second because we need to talk about them. There's a lot going on with the calipers currently. Last time you heard about the car, I was getting new tyres, and I said, I tell you where I get them from. They're cheap. Side note: Toyo Proxy Sports, really good tyres. Actually, really liking them. But the installation scratched all my wheels. So there was a lot of back and forth with the company to resolve this issue. Obviously, it's a really big issue. You don't, no one should have messed up wheels when you've just paid for really expensive tyres. Well, not really expensive, but you get my point. You shouldn't have to pay even more money. So we've got that sorted. So they're a gloss black now. It should show up on camera. They're a really nice gloss black. I'm really pleased with the finish. I didn't have to pay for two of them. They said that they would pay obviously for the ones which they damaged, and the two front ones weren't damaged. But obviously for continuity and to make sure that the colour was exactly the same across all of them, I paid for the fronts to be done. They were very cheap, they were not expensive. A local area to me, it cost about £50 a wheel, which is really cheap, really cheap. So really pleased with these. I like the finish, I think they are cool, but please let me know if you agree. And then let's talk about these. So these are a red, obviously, caliper. Now some of you may know these used to be orange, and I did this myself. So yes, you'll see, basically I taped it all up, I sanded it all down, and I did it myself. I know there's going to be a lot of people really annoyed that I didn't take them off the car. Didn't really have the facilities to do them. I just simply couldn't do it. So we taped it all up, me and my friend Nick. We taped them all up. This was again prior to the lockdown and quarantine and all that situation. And spread it all down. This is with an XHT paint by E-Tech. They're actually really good, really high quality. This one didn't require a primer. So this is straight on the bare metal, which I sanded down. And really like it. This is literally for turbos, manifolds, everything. It's an extremely high temperature paint, hence the name XHT. And yeah, really like the finish. And then I bought these decals. Now this is not good. Not pleased with the decals at all. They say Fair Lady Z on it. I like the decal design, but they're not very good decals. So I put them on, and then obviously we clear coated over the top of them. But it's just not taking. It hasn't come off yet, but it's one of those things that you know it will come off. So not too pleased with that, to be perfectly honest. And I have got a friend of mine to make a stencil. So we'll strip this back, take these off, and just do a stencil instead. A stencil in XHT white. So there's a quick update with respect to the Z, and obviously, you know, that side of things. But all in all, like, I mean, I think that looks great. I don't know about you, I'm sure a lot of people will probably dislike it. Now currently only have the fronts done, because obviously when I figured out that the decals were no good, didn't really want to go do the rears, so I've stopped that. Now again, it's looking a lot black, because obviously the car, nice and shiny, is a gloss black itself. But I do feel like the red here just makes it pop, and it does tie in really nicely with the rear brake lights, which are obviously red themselves as well. And so here's stock. Here's the stock colour. Really uninspiring. Looks poo. It's not very good at all. But all in all, very, very happy with how the wheels have come out. The brakes, I'll get to finishing on these, and I will do a video on that. I will show you it. But bearing in mind, it will be masked up and it will be on the car. A lot of people won't like that, I know. I don't care. I think the finish is fine, and it's my car, so poo to you. Other things, we've got to talk about the louver. So obviously, this did have a louver on it. Took it off because we tried to fit the carbon boot lid. That was a massive failure. It was all recorded and everything, but obviously it's not on, so we'll get to that in a second. But it didn't fit for starters, so it fit, but then the louver on top couldn't go because it's something to do with the foam padding which I put on it for the weatherproofing, so it didn't rattle. So I had to take that off, and then we realised I had a window guy booked in to come do the window. He said he wouldn't do the window because this one, if you remove this, it just sits on it, and it sits on a moulding, and if you were to remove it, you're basically going to break this because it's not enforced like a windscreen is. So we couldn't do that and had to basically put the old one back on, which if you'll see inside, we've got all of the wires, which is obviously not cool. And I've had to order one of these from Japan, a whole rear glass and a moulding because it doesn't come with it. Ridiculous. No wonder they get called the Steelers. That's all in, but then obviously we had lockdown and quarantine, so I haven't been able to fit it. But it's all sat there, literally ready to go. Got the glass, got the moulding, got the carbon fibre boot, and going to be ordering new weather stripping for the louver, which I have actually repainted, but it's back at home. So we're going to go back and going to show you that now. Right, so here we go. This is the boot. It's currently standing up. It's all wrapped up. It's good. It's fine. It's nice and safe. Don't mind all of these boxes. This is the life of being completely on lockdown, right? I can't go to the tip, can't get rid of all this stuff. So it has built up, and yes, it does look bad. Forgive me. But here's the louver, right? I am very happy with this finish. Now, it's not perfect, okay, but this camera is relatively high quality. You should be should be almost in 4K if I've done the settings completely right. Now you can tell the finish here is a little bit rougher. I wanted this finish. I like this finish. It's almost matte, but not. And it's also a good differentiation between the carbon, which will be super, super, super glossy, and the car, which is again glossy but black, and carbon's obviously carbon. But this is not bad. This finish here, you may have remembered there was like some high patches here and also up here. Now what I did was I sanded it right back. Right back. You can kind of see it a little bit there where I sanded it back. But for the most part, I am really, really happy with this. Like this is not bad at all. It's a little bit smoother here. I sanded it back and I primered it, and then I resprayed it down. But that primer, adding that primer layer really has helped it. It's just boosted it back up a little bit, almost like that, but not. There's a little bit of trash in it, which is not cool. I've not compounded this, I've not buffed it, I've not polished it. This is straight paint, and then obviously the clear coat. But I'm really happy with this finish. It's good enough. The problem is when you're doing things from home, there comes a point where you can seek perfection and you'll go too far and it'll come out crap. I always said this, but I've said this many times. You always do good enough. If it's starting to look pretty decent, 9 times out of 10 that's where you stop. And I know some people will go, that's blasphemy, Mr. H. What are you saying? Trust me. Genuinely trust me. So this is good to go back on when we install Carbano Buto, but we need to sort out this weather stripping. Not too much, not too big a deal, just sort that out pretty easy. In fact, just need to get some more stuff online. Get it from Amazon. It's for anything. It's just a foam backed weather stripping. So very happy with that. So there you go. There's a pretty comprehensive update on the Z. Right. So obviously there's the kind of big update on the Nissan. I went to an area. There's no one there. No one on the roads. Absolutely nothing there. Don't judge me. I know we're not supposed to go out specifically. It is guidelines. It is not the law. I am not going out quite literally 99% of the time. So I don't really care too much that I've just been outside to do that quick little bit of content for you. Again, there was no one around. I live literally in the countryside. So that's an industrial estate in the country. On a weekend, no one's there. Hope you enjoyed it though. Hopefully now you kind of know what we're doing with the Z. There's still a lot that should be happening with it because I've got parts. After those parts are installed, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with the car because the economy is going to be utterly decimated. And that is a problem. So don't actually know really. Hopefully I'll be able to keep the car. That's the other side note, right? We don't know whether we'll be able to keep the car because the economy is so crap. Hopefully I will. But all the parts that I've got, I will see through to the end and I'll get them installed and we'll do some documentation on it. But there you go. There's an update on the Nissan. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comment section and just on the format of this video. You enjoyed it. If you didn't, all of that good stuff, let me know. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. If you do go out, be safe. I'm not saying don't go out. Just be safe, be sensible. That's what it is. It's common sense. But thank you all so much. From me and Jasper, take care.